It's time for the Pub Songs Podcast, Celtic and geek music and news from Marc Gunn, the Celt Father, reimagining pub life at pubsong.net. Grab a pint, slancha!
Never end.
Welcome to the Pub Songs Podcast. My name is Marc Gunn, the Celt Father. I am your podcast host, and I want to say that track was Name on My Soul. It's by my band, Kilted Kings, from our upcoming album. Comes out on February 2nd. Don't miss it. If you want to get a free MP3, The Prettiest Hobbit, head on over to pubsong.net/152. Before we get started, I want to send out a special thanks to my newest patrons, Lynn Baker, Errol Tyrone Olson, and Bowen Cheek. They are all new patrons over on Patreon. That is the Gunn Runner Club, where you get some free bonus songs, lots of podcasts, a whole bunch of awesome stuff, and I really appreciate all of your generous support. Last week, I started doing Facebook Live shows daily on my Facebook page, and I'm going to continue that until February 2nd. February 2nd is the official release for the Kilted Kings album, Name on My Soul, and that evening I'm going to do a concert window performance at 7:30 p.m. That's Thursday, February 2nd at 7:30 p.m. Mark your calendar. It is 100% free to watch the show. However, if you want to make a donation, there is a link in the show notes at pubsong.net/152. February 2nd is not just the CD release date of Kilted Kings, it's also the CD release date of Andrew McKee, my former Brobdingnagian Bard's partner. He has a new album, it's called The Irish Bard, and I'm going to play a track from that. It is called Satisfied, and you might be familiar with it from the Brobdingnagian Bard version years ago. It's slightly different, and still just as beautiful. Here's Andrew McKee.
It was 12 days ago, in a pub night was near. I was on my fourth pint of their best Irish beer, when a thought quickly struck me of all I hold dear. So I went on outside to the hills with my beer. Oh, I've smelled all the flowers, I've left none to hide. I've told more the truth than I've told fib or lie. And I hope when ye find me in the hills where I lie, it will always be said that I died satisfied. Well, I took both the good and the bad in my life, and I made the most of it in a home with my wife. And I raised me 2 kids, both a girl and a boy, and they all made me life a gift to enjoy. Oh, I smelled all the flowers, I've left none to hide. I've told more the truth than I've told fib or lie. And I hope when ye find me in the hills where I lie, it will always be said that I died satisfied. As for friends, I've had many, I ne'er walked alone, and the few were like family as much as me own. They helped in times troubled, made happiness known, and they gave me a young heart I've never outgrown. Oh, I've smelled all the flowers, I've left none to hide. I've told more the truth than I've told fib or lie. And I hope when ye find me in the hills where I lie, it will always be said that I died satisfied. Well, the evening was leaving, the sun said goodbye. I thought of me past and I smiled with a sigh. Oh, I had no regrets, nay, a reason to cry. So I drank my beer down till the glass all was dry. Oh, I've smelled all the flowers, I've left none to hide. I've told more the truth than I've told fib or lie. And I hope when ye find me in the hills where I lie, it will always be said that I died satisfied. Oh, I've smelled all the flowers, I've left none to hide. I've told more the truth than I've told fib or lie. And I hope when ye find me in the hills where I lie, it will always be said that I died satisfied. It will always be said that I died satisfied.
I'm afraid, my dear sir, that you've got me all wrong. I wish not for violence, I'd rather sing songs. But now you've annoyed me and I wish you were gone. So put up your fists, this won't take too long. I'm afraid, my dear sir, that this calls for a fight. Your opinion is wrong and that's not alright. Get out of your wheelchair so I can punch out your lights. I'm afraid, my dear sir, this means we must fight. I'm sorry, dear ma'am, I didn't hear what you said. But if you say it again, I'll punch in your head. And I don't care for whom is this hospital bed. I'm sorry, dear ma'am, that I heard what you said. I'm sorry, old man, but you shouldn't be here. This is my chair and it's where I drink beer. It looks like your body has seen better years. So I'm sorry, old man, that you picked a fight here. So small, we'd be evenly matched if you weren't 4 feet tall. So empty those pockets, let's have it all. So brace yourself, lad, and prepare for a fall. I'm afraid, my fine sir, this fight you won't win. It's a shame that the good Lord didn't bless you with limbs. At least you can block all my blows with your chin. You shouldn't have picked a fight you won't win. Bled. The Scots when Bruce has often led. Welcome to your gory bed, or to victory. Now's the day and now's the hour. See the front of battle lower. See approach proud Edward's power. Chains and slavery. War will be a traitor name. War
can fill a coward's grave. Was a base as be a slave, let him turn and flee. War for Scotland's king and law, freedom's sword will strongly draw. Free men stand or free men fall, let him follow me. By oppressions, woes and pains, by your sons in servile chains, we will drain our dearest veins, but they shall be free. Lay the proud usurpers low, tyrants fall in every foe, liberties in every blow, let us do or deed. Scots were hay with Wallace bled, Scots when Bruce has often led. Welcome to your gory bed, or to victory. After Andrew McKee was Battlelegs with 6 fights from Lost My Shoes, and I was cracking up to that song this morning while I was putting together a Irish and Celtic music podcast set list, so I had to include that. After Battlelegs was me performing Scots Wha Hae from my album Scottish Songs of Drinking and Rebellion. That's another Burns song, Robert Burns, the national poet of Scotland. His birthday was on January 25th. There will be celebrations around the world to celebrate his birthday, and that's one of the reasons why I did a Scottish music episode on this week's Irish and Celtic Music podcast. But I also have a few Burns Day specials on past episodes. You can find all of that at celticmusicpodcast.com/292. Now, 2 shows back, I did an episode that highlighted a song that I recorded years ago of Leonard Cohen's called Hallelujah. Kym Walsh posted on Facebook, I have very strong feelings about remakes. There's no reason to remake a song unless you can give it your own slant. That's just a cover, and I think there is a real difference. I know you said your voice is better, but would it just sound more like Leonard Cohen? If you think it could sound more like Marc Gunn doing homage, then do it. I think this version sounds like a nice version of Marc Gunn doing the song. I wouldn't want to speak for Leonard Cohen, but he seemed very enthusiastic about sharing his music and verse. If you want to do it again, do it. See how it goes. I love this comment, so thank you, Kym, if you're listening. I love it because when I sat down to start practicing it again, I decided to take her advice, and I worked on a variety of different things, trying to see if I could, make it my own. And immediately when she said that, though, it struck a chord with me, no pun intended, where I was thinking about what's my signature thing. There's a sort of rhythm thing that I do with my auto harp, and I started messing with that, and I debuted a shortened version of the song at Maggie McGinnis Pub, and it went over great. People loved the cover, and so I thank you, Kym Walsh, for sharing that suggestion, and I hopefully might either record it or I might just create a video and post it online. We shall see. There's just like 3 weeks left to join my Celtic Invasion of Brittany. The deadline to join up is February 15th, 2017. You can head on over to CelticInvasion.com to reserve your spot. I'm really excited about this trip, actually, because we're going to be staying in Carnock in Brittany. Carnock is a small little town, but it's located, the house that we're staying in is located, and the whole town is just like 15 minutes walk from the Carnock Stones. or alignments, as they call them, I think in France. And basically, it's about 3,000 standing stones. I've seen some aerial pictures. It's kind of incredible to see. If you've ever seen standing stones, you don't see that many usually. I think this is the largest number in any specific location, which is why I picked this as a spot. Plus, it's pretty close to Lorient, which is they have a big festival there, usually I think in August. And we will be, of course, missing that, but I'm looking forward to exploring this area and finding more about the Celtic roots of Brittany and whatnot. It's going to be a fantastic time. And we have a small group. Right now we have, I think we have just 5 people signed up. One of the great things about small groups, though, is that it offers more flexibility to do the fun things that you want to do. So I'm really excited about this. And we're going to we're just going to hang out and have an awesome time. So if you want to join me, go on over to CelticInvasion.com and sign up. All right, let's get back to the music. Next up is another track from Andrew McKee. This is Orange and Green from The Irish Bard.
Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. Oh, me father was an Ulsterman, proud Protestant was he. Me mother was a Catholic girl from County Cork was she. They were married in 2 churches, lived happily enough, until the day when I was born and things got rather tough. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. Baptized by Father Riley, I was rushed away by car to be made a little orange man, me father's shining star. I was christened David Anthony, but still in spite of that, to me father I was William, while me mother called me Pat. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. With mother every Sunday to mass I'd proudly stroll, and then after that the Orange Lodge would try to save my soul. For both sides tried to claim me, but I was smart because I'd play the flute, I'd play the harp, depending where I was. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. Now when I'd sing those rebel songs, much to me mother's joy, me father would jump up and say, "Look here, would you, me boy? That's quite enough of that, lad." He'd then toss me a coin, and he'd have me sing the orange flute of the heroes of the Boyne. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. One day me ma's relations came round to visit me, just as me father's kinfolk were all sitting down to tea. We tried to smooth things over, but they all began to fight, and me being strictly neutral, I bashed everyone in sight. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. Me parents never could agree about me type of school. Me learning was all done at home, that's why I'm such a fool. They both passed on, God rest them, but they left me caught between that awful color problem of the orange and the green. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green. Oh, it is the biggest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green.
Oh, my child, how you're growing, how you're finding yourself and your voice. Always learning, always knowing that ahead of you there was a choice. You may not realize what I see in your eyes, but your only limit's the sky. So gather your things, unfurl your wings, and fly. Be a dragon, be a dragon. You can set the whole planet on fire. With your power and strength, you can go any length to get anything that you desire. There are people who say always be yourself, but they don't know all you can be. Be a dragon, be a dragon, for a dragon's the best thing to be. Do I see some hesitation? That's alright, just relax, there's still time. Undergo regeneration, and you'll always be in your prime. The companions you choose all have so much to lose, but there's also so much that they've done. So step up, take a stand, take a friend by the hand, and run. Be a Time Lord, be a Time Lord, be the master of all you survey. You can hurtle through space any when, any place, to help any you find on your way. You'll have alien parts, and with your two hearts, you can love more than average, you see. Be a Time Lord, be a Time Lord, for a Time Lord's the best thing to be. Most people play roles, have achievable goals, do their best not to take any chance. Trying not to be tragic, they avoid all the magic, never knowing they're missing the dance. They devote every hour to money and power, missing out on life's simpler joys. Never caring or seeing, they devoted their being to simply acquiring toys. Oh, my child, I will be here, though sometimes you pretend I am not. So become what criminals fear. They're a superstitious and cowardly lot. And your jaw is like flint, in your eyes there's a glint of the service you've sworn to the light. And your tale will be gritty, defend Gotham City, Dark Knight. Be the Batman, be the Batman, be billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne, and in secret be a hero, fighting villains by using your brain. You can be what you will, you've the strength, you've the skill, so reach out and claim your destiny. Be a dragon, be a Time Lord, be the Batman that just you can be. Be whoever that you want to, just so long as you're happy and free.
After Andrew McKee was Chris Murphy with The Tinker's Dream from his same-titled album. Then came Tom Smith, the world's fastest filker, with Be a Dragon. That's a track that I picked from Patreon. He has a Patreon page just like I do. And he posts some new songs a lot more than I do. I post a lot of different variety of stuff. I want to write more songs, but Tom is much more prolific at songwriting than I am. And this is one of the tracks that he posted. I love it's gorgeous. So I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you want to get that track, head on over to Patreon, become a patron of his. You can join for as little as a $1 per song, I think it is. And it's money well spent. It helps support awesome musicians like Tom Smith. I do love Patreon. Patreon has made a big impact, definitely for me. This past year and a half is when Inara was born. I have once again cut back on the number of shows that I'm doing. Instead, I've been doing podcasts. It's been my way of, number one, promoting myself, promoting my music, and I've built up a decent number of patrons, both as a musician and as a podcaster. My Irish and Celtic Music podcast has its own Patreon page, if you want to find that. But for my music too, it's growing, and I'm hoping this year I can grow it more as I start to do a little bit more touring. I don't know if I mentioned in the last episode, but I've cut back a lot for the next few months because my wife is graduating from grad school. Hopefully this summer I can start making new plans, so stay tuned for that. But if you want to become a patron, it helps immensely, and I've been adding a whole bunch of rewards. In fact, if you go on over to marcgunn.com/us, I list all the rewards I have shared since I first started the Patreon page a couple years back. And there is a lot, including 5 albums, 24 MP3s, some of which that ended on albums, some of which are early recordings, 8 internet music-only concert recordings, 19 videos, and then some random bits of fun, as I call it, including the Pirates vs. Dragons ebook, the original album cover for Pirates vs. Dragons. You can also hear me pretend to be a DJ on KSM 108 FM, home of rock, old, new, and everywhere in between. It was really an early recording of me singing, which is really bad, but whatever. And a radio show that I did when I was a kid, back when I was in high school as well, called Jonathan Talltale. So there's a whole bunch of awesome stuff. You can find it all on my website, and it's for $1 or $1 a month if you want to do that. It's money well spent. Plus, again, you support my craft, you support my family. So you can join my Patreon or Tom Smith's Patreon. Follow the links in the show notes at pubsong.net. Plus, as I said earlier, you can get a free MP3 of The Prettiest Hobbit. It's from the new album by Kilted Kings. All right, I'm going to finish up with one final song. This is Kilted Kings. This is a new recording of Wild Mountain Thyme from Name on My Soul, and I love this recording. This one, I think, came out better than my last one. I thought my last one was really good, but this has something really special going on in it. Thank you so much for listening, and I will be back in a couple weeks. Cilantro out.
Oh, the summertime is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will build my love a bower by unclear and crystal fountain, and all around the bower a pile of flowers from the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will roam country or through that dark land so dreary, and all the spoils I find I'll bring to my darling dearie. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to Wild Mountain Thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? If my true love, she won't come, I will surely find another to Wild Mountain Thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to Wild Mountain Thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Oh, the summertime is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and Wild Mountain Thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to Wild Mountain Thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to Wild Mountain Thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to Wild Mountain Thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, go?
The Pub Songs Podcast is produced by Marc Gunn. If you enjoyed this episode, then please support the musicians who support this podcast. Buy their CDs, then share the show. Special thanks to all of my Gun Runners on Patreon. They pledge $1 or more per month to support my music. As a patron, you'll get free music downloads, early versions of songs and lyrics, behind-the-scenes podcasts, and a first look at new videos. Find details at marcgunn.net. Finally, how would you like 5 of my most popular MP3s plus weekly updates of what's new? Sign up at pubsong.net.